Hi besties, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing Are You on the Right Path? And to do this reading we are going to be picking out together 3 piles. So let's shuffle with intention and then take out 3. So is everyone on the right path? Ooh, we already have 1, so let's see. So for pile number 1, we have the Judge. For pile number 2, we have Aletheia. And for pile number 3, we have the Maiden. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to. And that's probably the pile for you here today. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, and in fact, if you feel drawn to all the piles, you'll definitely get the messages that you're supposed to get. Trust your intuition. It will always guide you to the right reading. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times, and I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. So you've chosen the Judge. And it's really interesting because the Judge archetype is all about using wise discernment, being a critic, not being captivated by fear. So let's see what this is all about. Let's keep it here. This is going to be a coherent reading. So to do this reading, we will be using another oracle deck, and then we will be using your tarot. So let's ask with intention here. Is pile number 1 on the right path, please? Is pile number 1 on the right path? Wow. So you have spiral with attraction here. Okay, let's take out your tarot cards and see what this is all about. So for this reading, I'm going to be using the Dark Mansion, and then I'll be using the Osho deck for your clarification. So, is pile number 1 on the right path, please? Is pile number 1 on the right path? I actually see someone here starting to create their own path. Do you see just a little bit of a path here with the spiral? It's like a birth of something. Okay, or at least that's the shadow of what they want, this path. Okay, let's see. The shadow of the path that they want to stand on. So, wow, you have the 10 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, the Fool, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, this is becoming very clear. Let's pick out your clarification cards and ask again with intention. Intention. Is pile number 1 on the right path, please? Is pile number 1 on the right path? So let's see. You have the 9 of Cups with laziness. The Thunderbolt, that's the Tower card. The 9 of Swords with sorrow. I see these 2 wanting to come out. The Queen of Wands with sharing. And the Three of Swords with isolation. Yeah. Look, pile number one. It seems to me like you are already on a path that is bringing you a lot of sorrow, a lot of anxiety. You're not very happy at the moment with the path that you're in. But ending this path and starting what you love and what you want to pursue scares you a whole lot. You're so afraid of losing what you've already done, what you've created, and you're holding on to perhaps the years that you put in, the experience that you got out of it, the benefits that you're getting out of it, and you're very afraid of losing all of that, and starting something that you love. And so you're standing on a fork road thinking, there's a fork on your road, thinking now, should I follow my heart and be happy, or is this going to bring me a lot of anxiety because it may end up to being a reckless call? Or should I stay where I am, even though it's making me very tired, burned out, sad, and it's not speaking to my heart anymore? And the thought of you starting to manifest something that you love, to work in a field that speaks to your heart, is becoming sort of like a dream to you. It's surrounded by the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. It's almost feeling like a dream come true, something that you can only be experiencing in your dreams or when you daydream. During the job or the path, in the path that's making you feel terrible, pile number one. And you do see here with the Judgment, this is all about using wise discernment and not being captivated by fear. Because what I'm seeing is that every single time you start thinking about your dream, you're not giving it a chance to plan for it or to see the what ifs and the what could be, because you're overwhelmed with fear. And this fear doesn't help you think of things with the discernment needed to pursue what your heart desires. So another factor that I'm seeing here, you're probably afraid of being judged by others when you leave everything that you've created and start something anew that is not really clear. Losing prestige, losing power, losing money, of course, as well. There's so much judgment that you're afraid of, along with your own personal worries. Now I'm seeing with the spiral here, with attraction, the Fool and the Ace of Wands, I really see an invitation prompting you to consider this new start. And consider is even an understatement. I'm actually seeing the idea of following your heart and giving your gifts to the world. But you do see here, before we continue with what I wanted to say here, you do see here a friendly dog, a loyal dog, holding this person from falling. And this is really speaking about you pursuing your dreams and pursuing what you want with care. You don't need to follow the path that is worrying you. And in order to follow this path without all the risks that you're thinking about, there seems to be a hint here of planning your path very well, of thinking of what you need to do, planning ahead, not making an abrupt start, but perhaps giving a deadline to when you can start doing that, or maybe have it aside to what you already have. Take the burden of doing several things at the same time and then continue along your path. But either way, your new path, of course. But either way, I do see that you're currently not really on the right path that is speaking to your heart and to your soul. Because while this path that you're currently in may be giving you a lot of advantages, when you follow the path of your heart and follow the path that you're meant to take, that is speaking to you, but you're not heeding the call here, this path will create a lot of power in your life, because the spiral is it's a universal symbol of energy, and depending on which direction it spirals, whether clockwise or anti-clockwise, it's either pulling life force or pushing out life force. And I do see you attracting amazing things in life, especially that it's coming in conjunction with the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups, showing that you are going to feel very happy. And by happy, this ticks the boxes of what makes you happy. Is it following your heart and being abundantly safe, having abundance of finances? Is it having a good position? Is it growing your own business? Whatever it is, it's having your boxes ticked, because it's really surrounded by the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. And so really, don't let your thoughts be captivated by fears, and instead put this energy to think about what can you do about these fears. They're here to tell you something. So instead of fearing it, consider them. Harbor these fears in and think about what can you do to embark on this journey with safety. But all in all, there is definitely a call to not be tied down by the past and what you've created, because the future seems really bright here for you. It seems like there is a lot of manifestation on the other path of your heart. Pile number 1. And did you know, pile number 1, that Gandhi was actually a lawyer, a very illuminated inner judge with this archetype here. And he used to spend 1 day a week in silence to reflect and think. So this is really showing me that maybe you need to take the time to think about this new path rather than worry about it and isolating yourself from what your heart wants. Perhaps you can do it, pile number 1. Maybe you're not just giving it a chance. And in fact, I do want to tell you that with the Queen of Wands here, you're more than capable of doing it, actually. And you're more than capable of sharing your gifts with the world and being very abundant at the same time. It's so clear in your reading. And you're only here being tied down completely by worry. And I'm seeing that it's having a toll on your physical body as well, as I can see from the 3 cards here, as opposed to the other path where you feel nourished and healthy and vibrant. It's like you're glowing here. And you see the opposite on the path that you're currently in. You feel burnt out, tired, anxious, worried, and perhaps a little bit depressed with the 9 of Swords. Yes, triggered all the time. And by the way, when we see the Tower card, it does show that change is going to happen anyway. And you always see 2 characters falling out of the Tower card. One is falling out of the Tower card by choice, because this character noticed that the tower is falling and they chose to jump out and find a new path to their safety. And another character who is still choosing to stay out of fear even though the tower is falling down and eventually they've been kicked out. And so there is going to be a change one way or another in your path. Perhaps due to your unhappiness, perhaps due to changes for any other reason. But at the end of the day, when we see that something is not working, we do have a choice whether to stick around anyway or to find a solution to liberate ourselves and come out into the safety. And that's really the two choices that I'm seeing here for you in your reading, pile number 1. There's deep thought that needs to happen, thought that is done without fear of judgment, fear of loss, but rather, just like a judge, a wise discernment, thinking of solutions rather than fears, and what one can possibly do to start something that might just be lucrative. And this is why we saw you standing in the shadow of your own enlightened path from the very beginning, pile number 1. Your path is right now only a shadow because you're standing in your own way. And from what I see in your cards here, if you ever take the decision, it seems like this is the right path for you, where your heart is calling you. So pile number 1, that was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. So you've chosen Aletheia. And the Aletheia archetype is all about truth. It's about reclaiming your own truth. Clarity, perhaps something disclosing. Let's find out together, pile number 2. So to do this reading, we'll be using first another oracle card before we get to your tarot. And let's ask with intention. Is pile number 2 on the right path? Wow, so you have serpent here with power. How interesting. Okay, let's see. Now I guess we're ready for your tarot cards. And we'll be using the Dark Mansion as your main deck, and then the Osho Zen as your clarification cards. So again, let's shuffle with intention. Is pile number 2 on the right path? Is pile number 2... Okay, I feel we have to stop here with this one. It's ready. So, ooh, you have the Sun. Page of Pentacles. Okay. 4 of Swords. Okay, I'm getting what this is. The 7 of Cups. Let's take out your clarification cards. Again, shuffle with intention. Is pile number 2 on the right path, please? Is pile number 2 on the right path? Why am I hearing speak the truth? Set it free. Speak the truth. We'll find out. And it could be perhaps a specific message for someone, maybe? Okay. So pile number 2, you have the 8 of Pentacles with ordinariness. And conditioning with the Devil. you have the Two of Swords with schizophrenia. Wow, okay. You have the King of Pentacles with abundance. And you have the Ten of Pentacles with we are the world. So what I'm seeing here for you, pile number 2, is that you initially embarked on a path that really seemed like it was it, like it was the right one. And as you've went through this path, you started realizing that no, it's not completely speaking to your soul, and it might have been the right path to begin with, because you've learned a lot of the skills that you needed to learn, and you've learned not just the skills, but you've learned a lot of key information that is meant to take you on your right path. It did feel very right in the beginning. You felt powerful, you felt on top of the world, you felt like you were doing the right thing, and by time it started feeling like it's burdening you. It started feeling like it's just not it, and now you're worried because for you, you're thinking, well, is this how I'm going to feel every time I embark on an exciting journey? And then towards the end, get bored and feel like it's not it and feel confused. But that's not really the issue here, pile number 2. This path that you've taken was integral to the main path that you're supposed to get in. It's like the shadow of the path. The shadow here does not mean shadowy aspect, but rather it's the shadow of the path that you're supposed to take. You know, when you're standing right under the sun, that's where the shadow is. And you followed this path so that you can eventually find the right path for you. Following this path helped you become very illuminated about so much knowledge that was key for your own journey. And it also brought you a lot of power. With this power, this could be maybe a lot of connections at work that you've created that were key. It perhaps helped you save so you can invest in your own thing, maybe. All in all, I do see you at a cross path at the moment, moving between two worlds. From one world that helped you a lot, but is now slippery, it's going to make you fall. And the other world that's green and more abundant, where you're going to feel like you're finally achieving the abundance that you want. Now the finances, let's talk about finances here. The finances that you used to get from the first path that you were in, the path that you're in currently, was pretty good. It wasn't bad at all. But moving to the other path, the path that speaks to your heart, the one that you're rediscovering now, understanding and learning more about, that is quite close, by the way, one way or the other to what you're doing now, is going to be so much more lucrative in terms of finances. It's going to make you feel very abundant, just like the abundance that we're seeing here. And also, I see you expanding a lot with the Ten of Pentacles, and especially that it shows us here a world map with we are the world. Could this mean that you're going to go viral perhaps around the world, or that your message or your service or your own product, your journey, is it going to be helpful for the world? It's definitely either way going to make you feel like you are on top of the world. And don't doubt yourself now. Don't keep yourself stuck, because you might be hearing common ideas at the moment of sticking to what you have, not shifting careers and jumping from one thing to the other constantly. Advice like maybe you're getting a little bit bored, try to spice it up a little bit, or the general advice of people feeling like you've reached a great position of power here, and changing skin and changing that won't be really that wise from the people around you's point of views. And so you too, you're afraid to mourn this or lose what you already have because you've built a lot. But at the same time, you kind of know that this is at the end of it. It's like it's dying, and you know that you want to be pursuing something better. You know it's time to change. And that call isn't there because you're bored, pile number 2, or that you're misunderstanding things, or that you are hasty. It's really there. This call is there because you're now meant to find your true path and your true journey. Pile number 2. Follow your heart. Just make sure that as you follow it and pick the right path for you, that you plan for it well. And I don't know why, but for your pile, I suddenly got hit with an idea, and I'm trusting it here. The idea that you do have a place back here. You can secure a place in your old place just for you to feel safe. There's something around connections in your current job that you can keep for your safety. Something along these lines. I know this is going to be important for someone here listening. So also with truth, with Aletheia, I'm really seeing a conversation that need to be had, a truthful one, where you set yourself free. That's why we were thinking of setting yourself free, because as you know, the truth has wings. Sometimes you need to tell the truth to someone about how you're feeling because it's gonna set you free. So is this conversation perhaps with your current employer or with your current colleagues that you're afraid to do in preparation for your leave? Because that on its own self could be a reason for a block on your road. The idea of having to have this conversation. But with the conditioning here, or the devil card, again, it's not as scary as you think it is, and it's not gonna reap a negative result as you think that it will. Just make sure that maybe you give enough time for the company to make this transition. But all in all, you need to put yourself here first, pile number 1, and start moving towards what is truly calling you safely, honestly, for yourself and for everyone. And I'm feeling like once you do that, have this truthful conversation here, especially after you've planned everything, I feel a cool wave of relief washing over you, going, and from this moment onward, I see you finally following your path of abundance, following the path that is calling your heart, that seems to be also of truth in nature to the world. Maybe you have with truth here a message to give to the world, a message to give to people. With truth, are you going to be a writer or a speaker, a trainer, a lawyer, a judge? There's truth with your mission here. And of course, don't forget, you do have the Four of Swords in your reading, right in conjunction with the King of Pentacles, showing abundance. So the Four of Swords is all about taking time to reflect and to think and to plan properly your next moves, taking a pause so that you are able to move in the right path and in the right direction with strength and with power, because you've been equipped by the plans that you've created. You're no longer afraid of the what ifs and the could this happen or could this not happen, because you've taken the time to plan, to ask questions, perhaps talk to the people in the field or the path that you want to embark on, and gain clarity, gain truth. Again, is the theme of your reading. Speaking the truth, finding out the truth, following your truth, and collecting the truth in order to do it. It's all a message of truth here. Pile number 2. So, yes, if you're asking, should I move on to this next phase? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You have the serpent, which is a symbol of change, changing skin. And I definitely do see that your spirit guides are encouraging you towards this new path, which is your ultimate destination. So all the best of luck with that, pile number 2. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. So you've chosen the Maiden. And of course, the Maiden archetype is the virgin, the princess, the innocent. So let's find out exactly why you have the Maiden in your reading, pile number 3, and get more information about whether you are on the right path or not. So, is pile number 3 on the right path, please? We have 2. In fact, to be quite frank with you, I feel this one as well. I wasn't expecting all these oracle cards, but we of course accept and thankful for what we are given. Wow, you have the bell with awakening. You also have the, wow, holy water with purification. We did see the innocent here. Okay. Wow, are you really involved with an awakening, cleansing journey? Pile number 3. Let's see. Wow, your cards. I mean, the bell is the throat chakra. Are you going to be speaking something? Helping cleanse? Is this therapy? Help put people on the right path? Is this about manifestation? The law of attraction? So much big powers in your reading. And that's probably one of the reasons you have the Maiden here. So it looks like you are at the very beginning of a very beautiful path. You are following your path, pile number 3. You are on the right path. It seems like you're on an adventure. It seems like you've touched charm. That's what I'm feeling. And it feels like life is exciting at the moment. It's like you're at the epitome of exactly where you want to be. Congratulations, pile number 3. I'm so happy for you. Let's get more information on that. So, is pile number 3 on the right path, please? Is pile number 3 on the right path? Okay, let's see. Love your reading. Pile number 3. It seems like you've done the right thing here. Good for you. You have the 6 of Swords, the Tower, and the Knight of Swords. Right. All right. I kind of understand what this is about. Let's take your clarification cards and see. Is pile number 3 on the right path, please? Well, wow. Who are you, my dear? Pile number 3, getting the Master. Wow. What a combo. What a combo. Pile number 3. Wow, I'm seeing a guru, a manifester, a great speaker, a healer, someone who talks about the law of attraction. It's like you have so much knowledge that you're sharing to powerfully help people. Pile number 3, but what I see here is that you're right in the beginning of your path, not right in the beginning of your knowledge, right in the beginning of your path. In terms of knowledge, you seem to be very knowledgeable. In fact, the card explicitly says the Master. So, wow, pile number 3. It seems like you're a very pure soul, very beautiful person, and you're going to be healing people with your beauty. Love you, pile number 3. Wow. You have the Ace of Pentacles with maturity. Your cards are so powerful. Pile number 3. I almost want to say, what's going on? I haven't seen anyone more on the right path than you here. Okay, let's see. What is up? Maturity. You have grand transformation with the Judgment card here. It says beyond illusion. Wow. And last but not least, my beautiful pile number 3. You have the Hanged Man with new vision. Look, pile number 3. First of all, I know I said it a lot, but I love your reading. Second of all, yes, you are on the right path. But here's the thing. The Maiden here is an archetype who's curious, who's full of vitality, and can't wait to embark on a new journey, is charmed by all the amazement on his or her path. And boy, are you on an amazing path. That's for sure. But the thing about the Maiden here is that it's young energy. The Maiden still needs to mature to womanhood, whether you're a man or a woman. That's the archetype here. And so, indeed, you have so much to learn yet in your path. Pile number 3. And that's not a bad thing. That's an amazing thing. And this is why your reading is ending with new vision, the Hanged Man. This is why you were probably wondering, uh-oh, what is this tower doing here? Why do I have the 6 of Swords? See, your path is going to be a wonderful experience. And through this beautiful experience that you're going to be so proud of the rest of your life, just like every beautiful thing in the world, we learn as we go along. And in your journey, just so you know, there will of course be so many things that might come as a surprise, that might shock you, that might go wrong and then go right. There is nothing to fear, pile number 3. This is your growth journey, your transformation journey. You're starting off with super powerful. In fact, you're starting with the master. I don't know where you're gonna go. But it's a transformational path. You are on the right path. Your transformation is within your path, pile number 3. And so please take the challenges that come on board as an opportunity to grow and to learn, and as feedback, and not as an opportunity to worry and feel bad about it at all. And that's what's going to take you quicker to maturity, especially in your path, pile number 3. And so I do see the advice of taking things slowly, not rushing, despite the fact that you're so full of power and you want to do so much. Slowing down does not mean don't go with your plans. Not at all. It means bite as much as you can swallow, and don't be too excited taking on too many things and then realizing that a lot of it is falling because the infrastructure isn't built with strength. And so with maturity, wow, you have the maiden and maturity. I just noticed, wow. So part of maturing and going about your journey correctly here is to take things slowly. Move with, just like the Knight of Swords, move quickly. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're chewing what you can swallow, biting what you can chew. What's the expression? What is the expression? Please leave it down in the comment section. Bite more than you can chew, perhaps? Yeah. Please leave it down in the comment section. So this is the main idea. Move as quickly as you want. Manifest all these amazing, great things. Pile number 3, don't ever stop. In fact, please be on top of the world. Your energy is contagious. I feel like I'm gonna finish this pile and feel like I want to conquer everything. And so continue with this beautiful energy, but take things slow so that you consider all aspects of the different things that could happen. And so when a crisis does happen, you're able to have good crisis management because you have the time to tackle it. You have the time to learn from it. You're not afraid that something else is going to fall just because you need to focus on that one thing that's falling. That's the idea of building a strong foundation here. And always remember, pile number 3, in your path, everything that hits or scares you or triggers you or seems like a crisis along the path or worries you, any challenge really is there to make you grow, because you're going to always be the master in what you know and in what you're going to know. You're moving from the maiden energy to maturity and to masterhood in everything, pile number 3. So harbor the road, harbor the challenges coming in, because you have so much to learn. That's a beautiful thing. Take this journey, take the learnings of the journey as an exciting part of this journey, just like everything else, and tackle it with confidence, knowing that you are not alone with attraction here. Obviously, you have your spirit guides by you, the universe. You are protected. You are not alone, of course. You're supported, and tackle them head on. Whenever there's something, don't worry about it. Get more information about it. See how you're going to tackle it. Move forward with it head on. And through this process, you'll be learning a lot. And there's constantly new vision. The Hanged Man ending your reading is showing you that there's so much learning. There's so much change of perspective. Finding out how to not do something so that you can do it in a better way. And so the key to going along this journey wisely and maturely is to go through it slowly. Make sure that you build each foundation properly before you move on to the next. And even if you tackle several things at the same time, that's what you can chew. Then you're biting what you can chew. Make sure that you are creating great foundations for these things that you're tackling. Pile number 3. Wow, I can't get over your cards. The Master, maturity, beyond illusion, new vision. You seem to be a person who has so much wisdom, a very big vision of what they want to create for their lives and for their future. And with all this wisdom, there is purification. So I can't help but think that a lot of you are speakers. Do you see, even with the bell here, the throat chakra, you do see music. I hope you can see it here with me. And it's like what you're saying is truly healing to others, purifying their mind, body, and soul, perhaps. And don't forget that water has been revered because all over ancient civilizations, because it's of its capability of holding very high frequency that is beyond our understanding. And with this amount of frequency that I'm seeing here, it's really showing me as well that you're a great manifester. In fact, you could be a master manifester. Pile number 3. Such great power in your reading. Such great transformational power. It's like you transform everything that is not working in your life. Be it your personal life, be it your social life, be it your health, be it your work. Whatever is not working, you have this grand power of transforming what you don't like finding the root cause of it, tackling it head on, and making sure you find the right information and changing, actually putting in the work. You're very self-disciplined. Pile number 3. You're a person who doesn't stop until they get the vision that they've envisioned in their head, or doesn't reach the destination that they've envisioned in their head, and is not threatened by things going wrong. So good for you, pile number 3. That's definitely going to be helping you along your path, because in life you're actually this person. When things don't go right, I see you, I'm envisioning you close your eyes or walking and deeply thinking, what am I going to do about this? You take your long walk or your long meditation, and you don't end it until you find solutions to the things that are troubling you. Your mind doesn't stop thinking about how to fix what is troubling you. It's like it's on autopilot. It's not going to stop until you find a solution for it. So kudos to you, pile number 3. And it's part of making you a great manifester here, because you're solution oriented. You're not thinking about the problem to worry, to feel anxious, to create scenarios. You're rather thinking about solutions. How am I going to deal with this? How am I going to fix it? Because I am going to fix it. Oh, forgot to mention that the strong belief that you have that you're going to be fixing things and doing things is part of your great manifestation powers. Pile number 3, I have immensely enjoyed your reading. I'm wishing you all the best of luck in the world. Luck is all by your side, pile number 3, and you're going to be creating wonderful things. Congratulations. So happy for you and your path. And pile number 3, if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.